Welcome back, Stackers, to another overview and video review. This is the Cardboard Stacker, and this time we're going to climb aboard the Colt Express. In Colt Express, you are one of several bandits who board a train to rob passengers and shoot out your competition. Be the one with the most money at the end and you win the game. Now, unlike your normal board games, this is not played on a board but on a train. Not only it gives you a visual look to the game, but it also functions with two different levels which pieces can be placed on. Jewels, purses, and strong boxes are placed in the cars. The marshal starts in the locomotive and the players playing the bandits start at the end of the train. Each player receives the character profile along with their matching action cards, bullet cards, and bandit meeple. There are 5 rounds in the game that is made of 2 phases. In the first phase, all players draw 6 action cards, and a card from the round deck is drawn that shows how the events of the episode is played out. Players will play action cards from their hand one at a time, starting with the first player. Cards are played face up so other players can see what they are doing, or if there's a tunnel, face down. Alternatively, a player can draw from their deck instead. The number of action cards played in each round is instructed by the round cards. In the second phase, action cards are played out. The action cards are played in reverse order by flipping the deck. Then one at a time, each card is played out. There are 6 different action cards that can be played. Your basic move card allows the bandit to move 1 space in the train or up to 3 on a roof. Floor chains move your bandit to either the roof or inside the car. When you rob, you take one of the loot items in your current location and the loot value is always kept hidden from other players. Punching a bandit in the same location makes them drop a loot and send them flying to the next car. Playing the marshal card moves the marshal. If any of the bandits are in the same car as the marshal, they move to the roof and place a bullet card on top of their deck. And of course, what's a western themed game without a good gunfight? When you play the fire card, you can shoot a bandit. If you're inside the car, you can only shoot a bandit in the next car. But if you're on the roof, then you can shoot the first bandit in line of sight. Keep in mind that you need bullet cards to shoot, and if you don't shoot another bandit, you don't use your bullet cards. If you manage to hit another player, then you get to place your bullet card on top of that player's deck. Having bullet cards in your deck will slow you down. They're completely useless, and you cannot play them, but you can discard them. A round ends when all players' cards are played out. Some round cards may trigger events at the end of the round, like breaking, causing all the bandits on the roof to move forward 1, or the angry marshal that shoots the bandits on the roof. Once events have taken place, everyone shuffles their deck and draw a new hand of cards, and the player on the left becomes the first player. Once the final round card resolves, all players add up their value of their loot. The loot tokens have different values with purse starting values at $250 to the $1,000 strong boxes. Also, the player who shot the most bullets gets the $1,000 gunslinger bonus. The richest player at the end of the game is certainly the winner, and if there's a tie, the player with the least bullets in their deck wins. I like to mention the character's special abilities before moving on. Ghost plays his first card face down. Doc starts with 7 cards. If you punch with Cheyenne, then you can steal a purse token. Django can move another bandit when he shoots. Tuco could shoot through the roof. And Belle's Beauty makes the other bandits in her space the first target to punches and shots. Now let's go into the review. I want to start off that the presentation is overwhelmingly great. I have to say that the train is one of the biggest drawing features for the game. It not only heightens the aesthetics, but it's cool, is well made, and is functional. The other bits and pieces are not necessary, but it adds a little bit more atmosphere to the game. I like the playful art, which gives the game a cartoonish flair. And the rulebook is written very well, and it doesn't take long to read. Moving on to gameplay, the tie-in with the theme to the game works very well. You feel like bandits robbing a train just like in the movies. The gameplay is straightforward and easy to grasp, and the cards you play make sense and it's not too complicated to understand. Even though I have not played many games with a programming mechanic, the way that Colt Express does it is good. There may be points during the game where nothing goes right, but I think it's funny to see someone punching the air because of a poor play. And there were times that I have all the money under my feet until someone played the marshal. Despite that, the game makes you think about what other players might do and keeps the game exciting. With the rounds changing from game to game, keeps the game fresh. The abilities of the characters feel balanced to me and are unique enough to stand apart from each other. On the negative side, I really don't like the bullet cards as much as anyone else. I find it unreasonable to receive, say, 6 bullets in your deck and keep going, but I'm really being picky about that. I think the game with 5 or 4 works best with me, but not 6 players. It takes a bit too long, and the games will be too chaotic as it already is. I'm also concerned about the number of rounds. Since the game is played in 5 rounds, the 6th player won't get an opportunity to go first. The game might be a little chaotic for some, and people will be bothered by the fact their programmed moves didn't go as planned. It is a possibility that players will get lost in the dust, especially when putting down cards in tunnels. I'd like to say congrats to the Colt Express team for winning the Spiel des Jahres, the German Game of the Year 2015. It is certainly the best choice out of the other nominated games, but you'll hear my thoughts on those in a later video review. It is light enough for families and has some gamery appeal. Also, I'd like to recommend playing with the Expert variant. There are more options relating to what card gets kept and discarded from round to round. It doesn't add much to the game, and it's not too hard for first-time players to play with. Overall, Colt Express is a fantastic game. It's on the light side, so it's great for families and even for gamers. This is the Cardboard Stacker, and keep on stacking games.